Hello everyone, welcome back. Saveritus here, coming back with a new series. And sadly, I'm gonna have to say that the What If Deku had a stand will gonna be put on hold for now. Because if you are keeping up with my posts on my channel, I said that when the sport festival will be done for, the What If Deku had a stand will gonna come into its conclusion of the first season. Because sometimes someone really needs a refreshing, am I right? And don't worry, those that knows me very well knows clearly that I'm a man of many plans, and I do not take a step forward without counting the other 5 steps ahead of me. And that's why I decided to change the topic. Am I the only one that noticing a pattern in my channel? I'm a very dark and twisted person. I start realizing that of myself. I never make a good happy ending. I always go by the dark, twisted, blah, 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 death, blood, gore everywhere. Sheesh. I am start boring myself to death. So, I decided to rest the tone for a little bit and do a little what if that is a bit more... how can I say it? What was the word? The word is something oh yeah, wholesome. I'm not sure if that's the right word. I never use that word quite often in my life, but we will gonna use it. Wholesome is the thing that I will gonna call this. Man, it's really hard for me to say it. You cannot imagine how hard for me to say that word. Either way, because we are starting a new What If, I decided why not go a bit into my little old childhood when I was still a young man that wasn't that mentally broken and twisted as I am today. So, I decided to do a What If of my favorite ever show when I was still into heroes, before I switched dramatically towards villains and vigilante and horror movies. But that's another point for another day, and we're not talking about my backstory. Because nobody here has come to hear my backstory. You came here to hear the story of Midoriya. And how is he going to be a ghost? Because if you didn't already realize that this is What If Deku was a ghost, and yes, this will be a, what is it called again? Danny Phantom What If. That Danny Phantom, the guy with basically Spider-Man that is dead? Yeah, that one guy. Alright. Without further ado, don't forget like, subscribe, tell me down below your ideas and thoughts, blah blah blah. Man, it's really hard for me to act so good and heroic. I really hate it. Saying, hey guys, enough, focus on the, where is the script? Yeah, the script. Without further ado, let's just get right into it. And we already know the pattern of the normal What Ifs. Izuku going out of his school, Baku destroying his notebook, All Might meeting him, he telling him that he cannot be a hero. However, when Izuku saved Bakugo from the sludge villain, All Might, didn't really scold him that much, but the hero still scolded him for what he did and his stupidity. As well, he started walking away. However, unlike normal, he didn't walk the normal route towards his house, but instead, he took a shortcut that didn't allow All Might to meet him as much as he wanted to see him again. As he came back into his home, told his mother, good morning, hello and everything, gone back to sleep quickly, thinking about his day and what All Might told him. However, in the next couple of months, Midoriya still, even though that All Might may told him that he cannot be a hero, he still have the chance of UA, and even if he didn't get into the hero course, he still have the general course ahead of him. After all, UA may not be a school, UA is the best school of heroes, and, the best school in the world after all. Izuku, if he'd gone to it, it's inevitable for him to end up with a good future, even if it wasn't the future of a hero. So, although that he wants to be a hero, he still continues to train in the forest a bit away from normal people, a place that he cannot scream to himself and just train, pushing himself to the furthest that he can go. Until, after 9 months of continuous training and regiments, Izuku in the last week of his training, he started training and prepared to go back into his home with his mother to eat the last meal before, before the next week it will be the entrance exam. So he was going to do that. However, he lost his way in the forest, weirdly enough, and he started walking around wondering to himself, where's the way home? As Midoriya started looking left and right, nowhere to go. Although, it's just weird. It seemed like he lost himself in the forest and even forgot his way. As he started going and started panicking to some extent, he tried to call but there's no signal, and tried everything that he can do until the sun starts setting. Before he as his luck is always the worst of luck, the sky starts raining too, so he needed to find a place to sit under before his clothes get wet and all of that. So he started going until he ended up in a cave. As he came inside the cave and started waiting for the rain to end, and when it's finally ended, Izuku started walking, still in the middle of the night. In the middle of the night in the forest, still no lights ahead of him, nothing to see, and the only thing that he can hear is the sounds of the birds and the owls that scared the living shit out of him. Until eventually he stumbled upon a very weird place. He thought for a minute that he found his way out of the forest, but it seemed that he didn't, but instead he found what it seemed to be an abandoned castle. As Midoriya came inside because, well, you tell me, are you gonna stay outside with wolves and animals or inside an abandoned warehouse or an abandoned castle? I don't know about you guys, but if I was in his place, I would go inside an abandoned castle. My chances will be higher there instead of outside in the wildness. As Midoriya did that, he started looking left and right, seeing the place. It's a very old place, saying, what the hell? What does a castle doing here? Especially this deep in the forest. As Izuku looking, seeing the place is really turned down and all broken. Seeing that at least this place had centuries of, years here. Midoriya saying, and nobody ever found this? How weird. As he started looking, using the light of his phone to see the photos, which is photos of what it seemed to be a king. As Midoriya said, why the hell does he have a giant cheese on his head? As he read in the name of the photo, which just says Dairy King. As Midoriya said, Dairy King? Wait, the hell? Never heard of him. Either way, as he started looking left and right to see some Asian stuff, like a ball that goes for years. It's a ball of a team that Midoriya really never heard of, photos of a man with white hair, and other weird stuff. He started looking around the place. Left, right, up, down, and the place just becoming bigger and bigger, until he finally found in one of the libraries in the place some books, a lot of books, and all of them are very old, turned down, and, very old. Except one thing that Midoriya noticed. One of the books in that library, it doesn't seem that old. In fact, it doesn't seem like a book at all. It seemed like just a rotten book, like a very rusty book, like it's not made out of paper, but metal. As Midoriya tried to grab it, but resulted in something happening. A secret door opened in front of his eyes, and he looked saying, what the? As he see a little door going down with a stair to what it seemed to be a laboratory. As Izuku looking down saying, should I go? I mean, it's a castle. And of Of course, a castle have a secret doors. What did I expect? Well, I mean, as Izuku noticing some light down there, so he decided to go. A place with light means good, right? As he gone down to see a lab. A very old, rusty lab. Not that rusty for the age of this place, but very old. Well, he's thankful that the light's still working here, and he's really surprised that there's a power source that's really supporting this place. However, he starts looking, swiping away the dust from the computers, seeing it's a very old computer, very old gadgets, and really altogether very weird place. Especially this giant-shaped portal by the side of the wall. As Midoriya looking inside of it saying, what the hell is this? As he comes inside of it to see a little two buttons, one with a red and another one is a green. As he said, there. I mean, is it safe to press it? I mean, what am I talking about? It's a giant abandoned castle, of course it's not safe. But as Izuku just wondering, still trying to look around to understand this portal through the documents and the papers that are on the table, but all of them are very old and the ink on them is just unreadable. So he decided to risk it all and press the button with his favorite color, which is green. Before Midoriya regretting his decision, a light flash, a big flash just appear in front of his eyes, and he just feeling the skin on his body melting away, with his skull hurting him as hell, and his screams can be heard from outside the castle. Until suddenly a giant explosion happened, and from outside the castle, the sky just all turned green. And people in the city of Japan just wondering, why the hell the sky, the clouds turning green? The heroes are also wondering that, but they don't really know where this green glow comes from. Until all of a sudden, all of it just stops. As, well, the hero is still on high alert to understand what the hell was that. They start searching around the city, the forest, but nothing. They can't really detect where that thing comes from, so they all just put it under false alert. However, with Midoriya in the lab, the lights start flickering, and Midoriya start crawling out of the portal saying, my head, I feel like I've been... That's worse than Bakugo's explosions. As he touching his face saying, what the hell happened? I feel like... As he's standing up saying, my head, my eyes, my whole body hurts. What did... As when he finally stand up to look into himself in a mirror, he noticed something weird. He is... What the... my hair, I mean... What the... Why my hair is white? As he just starts holding his hair saying, what the hell happened? Alright, what the frick happened? Sugar! Alright, calm down, Midoriya. Calm down. Everything is okay. What the hell am I talking about? Nothing is okay! I can't come back as suddenly Midoriya trips, and when he looks down, he doesn't see anything on the ground. However, when he looks into his leg, he just see his leg phasing through the ground as he said, what the... As his leg suddenly turned back normal and Izuku started touching and saying, how did I, when did I... As suddenly all his body just phases through the ground. Before suddenly flying back to the labs, taking a deep breath saying, what the... As right now he just trying to keep his composure, but it's really hard when you're floating in the middle of the air, spinning around yourself, trying to keep your ideas all together. As Midoriya said, okay, calm down, this must be a dream. I'm spinning around myself with white hair and... As he just starts holding his breath, before finally falling on the ground and slamming down. As he starts calming his nerves, taking deep breath, one after another, before finally standing up. as he's, well, trying to keep his composure and keep his, well, body all together until he finally starts, while moving, saying, okay, one by one. First of all, as you look into his face, white hair, a bit of a pale skin, more shining eyes than normal, like more greener than he normally is. As Izuku say, what the hell happened? What the hell did happen to me? First thing, I just comes inside the portal and an explosion happens. Second thing I know, I wake up with white hair and glowing green eyes. Great. But what was that about phasing? As he putting his hand in front of him, staring into it, saying, okay, focus. Try. Focusing. As Izuku just focused and his hand just turned intangible right in front of his eyes. As he just put it through the mirror, saying, what the? As he tried to do again with the rest of his body, and he started trying it all together, trying what he can do, finding out that surprisingly he can phase through walls, disappear, and fly, which is, well, very weird. When did he got this? How did he got this? That's what he was wondering. And after a couple of minutes of finally keeping his composure together and trying to get into his new state, he said, alright, how did I got all of this? I mean, wait a minute. As he looked back into the portal, saying, this portal, are you the reason? As Izuku, well, staring into it, saying, I should come back here later to understand what the hell happened to me. But I can't come back like this to Mother. What will she do if she saw me like this? As Midoriya said that before, suddenly a black circle just appeared around of him, turning him back into his normal shape. As Izuku said, huh? Wait a minute, I can change? Alright, that's weird. But thank God. Although, never pictured myself with white hair. Well, either way, forget about this. I need to get out of here. As Izuku coming out of there, taking his back before accidentally tripping again and falling on his face as he said, ouch! Looking down into his leg that's turned intangible again as Izuku said, focus. Focus, Midoriya. As he just focused, turning back, fully together, as he came back outside of the laboratory, closing the door by using the same book, leaving the castle, as he starts, walking through the forest, still not really understanding where he is. Although, thankfully, some heroes found him. After all, the heroes were on high alert on what's happened in the sky with the green lights, so they start searching all around the city and even in the forests. However, Izuku, thankfully, when they found him, they took him away, and nobody have figured out the place of that castle because Midoriya really need to get to that place later. However, after the heroes take him away, they start asking him all the questions. Where were he? What did he do? And how is he in the forest? As he explained all of that, and in the end they finally dropped him by his mother's house. And Inko saying to the heroes, I'm sorry for the trouble that my son caused. As the hero said, don't worry, miss. It's our duty to, save people. However, be more careful next time, kid. You may try to be a hero, but don't train too much in the forest. It's not safe for you. If you really want to train, maybe train on, somewhere else. As Izuku just said, right. As Inko closing the door before slapping the living shit out of Midoriya, saying, where were you, young man? You have absolutely made me... As Izuku said, hey mom, I'm sorry, I didn't. As Izuku, going a bit back before Inko just turning around saying, I swear to God, you're really... And while she's turning around talking, Izuku accidentally phases through the wall. And, she continues saying you were out all day and I didn't know where were you and I was so worried. And she's saying this while giving her back to Midoriya. Izuku trying to keep himself together, calming his nerves down, to finally put himself back together before his mother see him as she turning around seeing Midoriya saying, You are not going to that forest ever again, understood? You're finding another place to train, alright? As Izuku said, okay, Mom. As Inko said, really? Alright. I didn't even eat my dinner because I was waiting for you. As Izuku said, yeah, I am not very hungry. I was just gonna go into my room. As Inko said, Midoriya. As Izuku said, yeah, Mom. Would you... it's been quite a while, and me and you really didn't have a lot of time together. And as Izuku said, Mom, I'm not really feeling it, so can I go to sleep? As Inko said, right, I'll keep your food in the fridge if you want to eat it. As that's what she did. Izuku gone to sleep, but hell to... Damn no, he's not going to sleep, he's just going to look into what he can do. He just stayed awake all night, looking through what he does and what he doesn't. He took even the memory flash from the memory card from the laptop and that old laboratory to understand. After all, that lab was broken, and the laptop in that lab was, or the computer was very old, so Midoriya took the memory card and put it into his own computer to start knowing the informations on it, and which he actually managed to, well, get through. As he started looking through the documents, it all says about, weirdly enough, ghosts. Ghosts from all shapes, types, and sizes, ectoplasmic energy, and other things. While Midoriya is really wondering how the hell, seriously, ghosts? That's what it was all about? And Izuku started reading more and more about what it seemed to be a photo of the ghost portal, as Izuku seeing the photo exactly the same one that he saw in the laboratory, the same portal that he was inside of. The only difference that in the photo is much more younger and fresher from the one that he saw, the older version that he had. As Izuku said, so this is a ghost portal. As he started reading the documents, how to build it, the parts, how to make it work, and what is the ghost portal, and some other infos that Midoriya really didn't have time to read because he got tired, gone to sleep, really not believing in half of the crap that he read, saying, really, ghosts, how believable. Either way, then the next morning when Izuku waking up, he finds himself, well, sleeping. However, when he looks down, he sees his beds. And when he look up in front of his face, he see his bed. And when he look back, he see his back against the roof or the ceiling of his room, seeing himself that he slept upside down on the ceiling of his room before his mother start knocking on the door, and Midoriya just, falls down very aggressively to the ground, slamming on his back, saying, ouch, as Inko opening the door saying, Midoriya, as she's seeing him on the ground, and she said, be careful from sleeping on the edge of your bed, you may fall. As Izuku said, yeah, Mom. As Inko said, come on, get yourself ready. Me and you are coming out today. You're not training today, you're coming out with me. It's been 9 months and me and you really didn't have a lot of time to spend together, so I want to spend some time with you. As Izuku said, okay. As Inko just closing the door before Izuku saying to himself, should I tell Mom about this? Sure, maybe, but not before I, understand what can I do. It will be very weird to, all of a sudden come in front of her and hey, Mom, I can suddenly float, disappear, and fly. Either way, afterwards, Izuku taking a hoodie jacket of his and gone out of his room with Inko that she took both of them into a mall to enjoy themselves like a mother and a son. They start playing some games, eating some food, and Inko tried to take one of the prizes in a game with that wrench that you used to take the prizes from the prizes machine. As, she failed miserably at her first 2 attempts, Izuku told her to give her a chance while she turning around and, looking into other things, which she agreed on. Izuku, when his mother turned around, he looked left and right to see nobody's watching him, so he tried to focus on his hand to use his new found abilities to put his hand through the machine and taken a prize for his mother. As he said, "Open your eyes," as Inko seeing Izuku with a bear that is half white and half black in his hand. As Inko said, Izuku, thanks." As she just squeezing it a bit before saying, "It's punishment time!" As Izuku said, man, these voice lines of these toys really need to be more friendly. As Inko said, "Well, either way, I still love it." As she just gave a kiss to her son on his forehead before they are walking away. Inko really enjoying her time, getting to know her son better, happy that he's not thinking about what happened to him previously in his life and how Baku is always hurting him. She's happy to see him smiling just like always. Before suddenly, something just Izuku all of the sudden, when Inko was eating food with him, Izuku just drops his spoon and starts shivering, with cold breath coming out of his mouth, saying, "What the hell?" As Inko said, "Midoriya, what's wrong? Are you feeling cold?" As she put her hand on his forehead, while Izuku said, "No, I'm okay. For some reason, suddenly, everything started becoming cold." As Inko said, and maybe we should take you back to, home and get you to a hospital." As well, she was about to take him out before suddenly all the doors of the mall just close up, and everyone getting trapped inside, before they hearing a sound saying, "Hello everybody! I'm sorry, but none of you are leaving this place." As when everyone look up, Izuku sees what seemed to be a guy with a gray hoodie jacket, carrying a giant pencil in his hands. As the guy said, "Because now I want you all to scream as high as possible." After all, their best emotion that can be captured in a painting are real fear. As the guy just moving his pencil in the air, drawing what seemed to be a sludgy creatures that start going after the people. And he's just said, "Boo." Before everyone starts panicking, going left and right, running everywhere, and he just drawing in the middle of the air, making more of these gooey beings. And Izuku and Inko start running, trying to come out of the mall before Izuku basically phases right through her hand by accident, which separated both of them. As Inko trying to search for Midoriya, while Izuku found himself a place to hide. As he, looking, seeing this guy that's floating in the air, saying, "What the hell? Is that a ghost?" As Izuku starts remembering the portal, as he said, "Wait a minute, the portal, the explosion. I heard in the news that the sky turned green, isn't... Wait a minute, am I the reason for this?" As Izuku just sitting down on the ground, holding his head, saying, "Am I the reason for this? Was all that talk in that memory card was real? These files, all of those, are ghosts really real?" As Izuku seeing the panicking the people going through, and how this ghost is just, annoying everybody, while these little gooey creatures are scaring the living crap out of everyone. The one in the middle of the air, he's basically drawing their suffering and screams, saying, "That's it! Show me more emotions! That's right! Yes! Like this! You're a woman there! Scream higher a bit!" As he just drawing in his pictures, while Izuku saying, "This is all my fault. I need to fix it. But how can I fix it? There's no heroes around. Wait a minute. I mean, if my mother saw me do anything crazy, she will be absolutely angry on me, so... Wait a minute." As Izuku remembering the thing of him turning, as he said, "Alright, Midoriya, focus. Try thinking about what you did before, and transform, alright? Come on, come on, come on." As he's just focusing, but nothing happening. As he just taking a deep breath, saying, "Damn it. Well, guess I'll die." As all of the sudden, the same black circle appear around his body, turning him into his other form, as Izuku looking into himself in a mirror saying, well, alright, I hope my mother won't realize who I am. And with the guy in the middle of the air still drawing the suffering of people and humanity, he's saying, that's it, that's what I'm talking about, before someone saying, hey, you there, as the guy just turning around to see a boy with white hair and green eyes saying, can you put your pencil away? You're really, I mean, it's not very nice of you to ruin everyone fun. I mean, as the guy said, who are you? As the kid said, I'm as the guy looking at him saying, let me guess, you're new at this, aren't ya? As Izuku said, well, I mean, as the guy with the big pencil said, hey, look here. As he pet Midoriya on his shoulder saying, let me introduce myself first, maybe that will gonna give you a good idea. My name is Artist. You can call me Art if you want. What can I call you? As Izuku just, as he said, I'll just gonna call you Ghost, if you don't have a real name, because, us ghosts really need to cooperate with each other, you know what I mean? Hey, what about you help me scare some people? That will gonna give me a clear shot and a beautiful scenery. As Izuku just, holding his hand, throwing him away, saying no, as Izuku, didn't realize how much force he put into that throw. So strong that he managed to throw Artist to slam against the wall, as Izuku said, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. As Artist said, so this is how it will be then, alright. As Izuku said, wait a minute, I want to settle things peacefully, it's not like as Artists just start drawing in the air more of these gooey creatures to fly against Midoriya, as they start doing that, while Izuku starts maneuvering in the air, trying to keep up. However, his maneuvers are not that well, until these gooey creatures grabs him by both of his hands, two of them grabbing his legs and the other two grabbing his hands. As Midoriya said, leave me alone! As he just break through them, slamming them together, destroying them with the ectoplasmic covering his body, as he said, ooh, disgusting. As Artist said, alright, come on, I can't enjoy the scenery if you are just gonna, hurt me like this. As Izuku said, I need you to stop, I can't allow you to continue. As the guy said, stop? I will never stop. The art will never stop. Did someone say stop to Da Vinci when he was drawing the Mona Lisa? As Izuku said, you're not wrong right there, but as Artist said, I'm not stopping until I drew the ultimate piece of art. And if you're standing in my way, Ghost Kid, you will gonna be another piece. As Izuku, start dodging some attacks of Artist that's, just slashing his pencil in the air, throwing some slashes of a green ectoplasmic energy, sometimes even drawing a giant, how can I say it, just a giant spoon and slamming it with Midoriya, or using some, colors to color Midoriya off, and Izuku, start fighting against him, until he just grabbed the tail of Artist and spinning around before throwing him into the wall. As instead of slamming into the wall, Artist just phased right through it, and came back to Midoriya saying, alright, you really are pissing me off, kid. As Izuku said, I cannot allow you to continue. As Artist said, fine, enough playing around. As Artist said, do you hear this sound? As they start hearing the sound of the door breaking down, as he said, seeing that we're having company here. As Izuku said, finally. Inside his head, the heroes finally came. Good. As Artist said, you ruined my art today. Don't come in my way again, kid. Leave an artist do what an artist does. As he just, spin around, drawing some smoke around of him before Midoriya trying to blow away the smoke, saying, hey, you can't! But the guy suddenly disappeared out into thin air, and Midoriya didn't see where he gone, as he said, damn it. This was... As all of a sudden, the door breaks down, and they see All Might screaming on the top of his lungs, saying, I am here! With some police officers by his side, as Izuku turning around to see All Might. As in his own vision, he's happy to see All Might, but in the All Might vision and the police, they just see the whole place destroyed. Some goo everywhere, people screaming, and the place is almost on green flames, with Midori just floating in the middle of the air. As Izuku said, I can explain before an explosion happening in the background. As All Might said, whoever you are, you're under arrest. As Izuku said, wait, what? But I didn't do anything. It was the other guy, the giant artist with a pencil. The ghost. As All Might said, a ghost? Good joke. But you're coming with me, kid. As All Might tried to grab Midoriya's hand before Izuku just phasing through him, turning into, well, intangible and just phasing through the ground. As All Might said, what? How did that ability? How can it be? As, well, All Might's trying to search around the place, with the police trying to also search. However, they didn't find anything. The ghost child just left the place, and with Izuku coming from the other side of the building, he just taken a deep breath saying, damn it. Now they think that I am the reason for all that destruction. God damn it, that artist. How annoying. As Izuku said, alright, turn back normal. Look, listen here, abilities. It's not your time. Right now, I'm quite a bit furious, so turn me back. As Izuku turned back normal and said, thank you. As he starts searching for his mother, saying, alright, at least my mother is okay and I saved her. That's a good thing. At least she realized that I am not the one that did all that destruction. As Izuku, well, looking to see his mother being treated by the infirmary that the police have taken with them to the mall. As Izuku coming closer to his mother, and Inko just being happy to see her son, Izuku being happy that he managed to protect everyone. However, after 2 hours, when they came back into their home, Izuku just sitting on the table of the dinner before hearing Inko just chopping down another head of another fish. And she's saying, if that ghost child didn't step in the way, he ruined my free time with my son. As she chopped down another head of another fish, while Izuku gulping his throat, saying, him and that stupid other, friend of his. What an idiot. I was enjoying a normal day with my son, and all of a sudden, as she chopped another fish head, saying, he fly in, ruining everything with his friends, just to scare some people. As she chopped down another fish head while Izuku is gulping his throat, saying, Mom? As Inko said, what? As Izuku said, it wasn't that child's fault after. As Inko chopping another fish head, saying, excuse me? Izuku, he's the one that ruined our, fun time. If it wasn't for him, we would have had the best day of mother and son, but no. As she chopped down another fish head while Izuku said, don't you think this is enough fishes before hearing the knife chop down another head, saying, fishes for one dinner? And Inko said, yes, sure, I just can't get him through my head. If I ever saw him again, I'm gonna tear him down molecule by molecule before sending him back inside the box to his mother so she can learn how to take proper care of her son, not letting him play around. As Izuku's just gulping his throat, saying, yeah. As Inko said, sorry, Izuku, I'm just a bit furious. Here, let me, as Izuku said, after thinking about it, I think I'm just gonna eat the frozen food in the fridge. So, good night, as Izuku just taking his food from the fridge and going into his room before taking a deep breath and breathing out in relief, saying, holding his neck, saying, molecule by molecule. Okay, calm your nerves down. There's another reaction that you wanted it, but... Sheesh, what did Mom became so scary? How am I supposed to sleep now in the night? As after a couple of minutes of Izuku just trying to keep himself all together, regretting what happened, but still knowing that he'd done the good thing, because if he didn't step in, that artist would have hurt a lot of people. So he managed to barely take a sleep after what his mother said. And this one gonna leave it off, guys. Don't forget to like, subscribe, tell me down what you think about this part and what you think will gonna happen in the next part. And tell me if you have any name of Midoriya's superhero name, if I would say so myself. Well, either way, Severed was here.